when you're talking about FitLab, it'll work.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Not So Live Show. It's Monday, August 3rd. I'm here. Cheryl's here. Dave's here. Exciting weekend for me. I don't know what you guys have been up to. I've been tick-tacking, typing away, looking up stuff. How are you guys?
I've been a long weekend in and sleeping in hammocks.
Where are you hammocking?
At home.
Do you like a hammock, Dave?
I don't mind a hammock.
Okay.
If it's a good hammock.
All right.
Hammock?
What makes a good hammock?
There's a lot of support. It needs to be like a business hammock.
Hammock's a good napping tool. I don't know if it's a good sleeping tool.
Good nap tool. Yeah. I've been doing. This is our long weekend here, so I spent a lot of the weekend relaxing and working out and having fun.
Is it a holiday?
Yeah.
What's the holiday?
Which one?
Oh God, I have no idea.
Oh.
It's one of them Civic Holiday deals today. I can't remember.
Are you acknowledging the land you're on?
Not today. No.
And that's a big one.
I think that comes in November.
Some of you do it like every time, like every day.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah, like at a sporting event and
did you know this about Canada?
Anywhere someone speaks.
Their version of kind of like super wokeness is like, hey, we know we took this land from someone a long time ago, so before you enjoy this baseball game, know that we understand that people came and pillaged. Right? Is that basically it, Dave?
And we're just going to keep doing it anyway.
Yeah, the long and the short of it is we're really sorry, but you can't have it back.
That's the impression that I just got.
Yep, that's what it is.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
But
no actual justice.
No. It's a lot like, Matt talks about our Truth and Reconciliation Day, which is basically, as I understand it, people can correct me if I'm wrong. Basically, it's a tribute to the mistreatment, and I use that word very lightly, mistreatment of the native population by the settling population. This is very, very loosely based and very, very nicely put. There were some really, really horrible things done. And in order to make amends for that, the government, who would be the people who do that, are going to take a day off and think about it.
Think really hard.
Think really hard about it.
Yeah.
But the people, like most of the people, are still going to work that day. But the government is going to take the day off. And
we are so sorry.
But see, listen, this ties in perfectly into where I'm at these days. And this is why I don't give a shit if you didn't get your flag. You know what I mean? That's just, it's low on the totem pole of wrongs, right? You didn't get your flag. Tough shit.
We could have a Remembrance Day, like the day before Worlds once a year, where we all acknowledge
the days we didn't get flags.
Injustices were done.
I got a
very
flag.
Sorry.
I got a new flag. Well, Ryan and I, we got a flag on.
In DECA.
Yeah, we had a DECA flag.
How fun is that?
We had a good time.
Yeah, good. So will you qualify for Worlds? Will you go?
Yeah, but we're not going to do the fit at Worlds, I don't think.
Why wouldn't you do the fit?
It's not our strong one. We have a chance to podium for the mile and the strong, so we'd rather focus on that and not waste energy.
Cherry picker. A sandbagger cherry picker you are.
But you have to do that on that
cherry
weekend.
Picker, yes. Sandbagger, no.
Wait, hang on. I just realized I'm not on stilts. Hang on. We need to get on stilts.
Okay. But I do think, DECA, that weekend, you really do have to strategize or else you're in big trouble. So
yeah, and I did the same thing last year, right? I didn't run the fit last year.
And it worked for you.
Yeah. So
I can't figure out why I look so soft. This is the same light. Listen, I'm going to talk about this microphone. Okay, so I'm missing.
So I'm doing this.
I'm missing.
Maybe you're not working out enough.
I'm missing. That's definitely what's happening. I'm missing this microphone, but I want to explain to you what happened today, and it will tie in magically to other things I'm going to talk about.
Can we leave the arm in this shot so that we can remember the microphone that was
exactly? Can we take a moment of silence for the microphone? This is why you're on the show, Dave. That was great. So the first thing I did was I called Vocaster makes this little input. I would pick it up, but it's going to turn things off. It's this little input that runs the mic. Okay. And I called them because I thought that's where I got the mic. And someone answered, customer service, wasn't on hold that long. And I was like, hey, can I get my mic fixed? They're like, nope, that's not us. But I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was just grateful that like someone picked up, right? Because usually you're in menu hell, or you just get automated things. And if you get a number at all, if it's not just a fucking Zendesk. So then I called who I bought the thing from, which was this company called B&H. They're a massive supplier of cameras and tech equipment. I knew they would pick up. They're great. They're legendary customer service. And they're like, don't talk to us, talk to Shure. That's who actually makes the microphone. And then I called Shure, and again, wasn't sure there'd be a number. Am I going to just have to fill out a form like on a thing and pray? And sure enough, not only did the guy pick up the phone, but he walked me through the whole process. He didn't get the first screenshot I sent of the receipt, so he stayed on the phone with me. And I left the experience feeling amazing. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a new mic back. And like I said, how long to get this thing back? And I thought it was going to be like a month. He's like 7 to 10 days. I'm
Nice.
like, really? He's like, yep, we have a 2-year warranty. We'll either fix it or send you a new one. And I thought, oh, wow, like what a concept. Like companies, like this used to be a thing, right? Customer service was a part of people's expenses, and they figure it into their P&L and everything else, because this is how you take care of people. And somewhere, once upon a time, it's like, how can we get people out of this? How can we turn this into AI? How can we not have anywhere to fill just info at like the least responsive, most frustrating way to deal? And I just want to say that like it's possible. It's possible in 2026, right? Shure sells a lot of expensive microphones. I'm sure I was not the only call today, yet someone took 5 minutes to make me happy. So I just want to point out that it's possible. Companies out there, including ones we're going to talk about on this call today, that would never dream of having an actual human being answer the phone.
It's sad that we are surprised when it goes well. I've had great experiences with Garmin. Garmin is similar. They're wonderful. My husband is trying, well, it's his own fault for wanting a gravel bike from Iceland, right? What's the matter with that? And he cannot get FedEx to talk to him to save his life. It's been weeks now that he is just trying to get the bike, and they just won't pick up. So there are good people out there, just not FedEx.
I've had pretty good experience with FedEx over the years.
Really? I have not. It must be Nevada FedEx.
No, I'm just saying that like I don't know that I've tried to get them on the phone, but I just know that I don't know. I've had pretty good experience with them over the years.
Well, this guy tried to deliver the bike that needs to be assembled to the bike shop, which is what he'd arranged to just send it straight to the bike shop. And he tried to deliver it at 5:30 in the morning. Go figure.
Oh, and they weren't there.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think once in a while, at some point in my life, I got a thing that was like, hey, we have to come back or sign this thing, and then you sign the thing and they still don't come back. I mean, but I think overall I've had pretty good success. I mean, listen, when you think about how many things like we mail, like their percentages are pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, and don't get a bike from Iceland. Just buy a stupid bike down the street.
Same thing with luggage. I know people freak out about luggage, and I'm like, I don't know. The track record's pretty good. You're gonna move a few billion bags a day. You might lose a couple.
Yeah.
Now watch me fucking jinx myself because I've had really good luck, but except the time I was in Alula. But anyway, so I would like to start with this this current project I'm doing called "What the Hell's Going On with FitLab." And you might not know who FitLab is, but you might be dealing with one of their many companies, which as of this moment, let's look at their website. It's changed a little bit, but at this moment it is Assault, which you've probably heard of. They make bikes. Electric, which is, what do they make? sunglasses, goggles, and accessories. Mile High Run Club, which is a treadmill gym. Racked, which is a gym with weights. Ragnar, which is a really cool race that many of you have done. RPM Training, who also make fitness equipment, specifically a jump rope. They also owned, at one point, Spartan Fit. Maybe you used that app. Maybe you didn't. They also owned McGregor Fast, home of the McGregor Fast 3KO, which was a race that was launched but never actually happened. I don't know if you guys remember that? Early HFM days? Oh, man, go back and listen. I want to say August 2023. It was like, hey, Conor McGregor is going to sponsor this fitness race. Do you remember that?
I remember that now. Yep, I do. And we said it probably wouldn't happen.
So the thread got pulled because someone had posted that these Ragnar races were canceled or not being held, or they weren't sure. And then once I posted about that, just kind of the floodgates opened and people started to reach out to me. And apparently this whole thing with Assault Fitness that's been going on for months of people not getting their machines. And so this company, which if you just Google FitLab, you'll find article after article of PR fluff of this is so great. Look at all the money they got. And that's not the case today. That's not what you're hearing people write about today.
I had no idea there was a company behind so many things. How long have they been around? How long have they been this big of a player?
So 2018 or 19, depending on, like, I looked into when the company was formed and the LLCs and all that stuff, but all their press, basically 2018, it was formed. 2019, they started like, hey, we're going to be a company that has a lot of stuff in the fitness space. Oh, there's another one called Y7, which is like a yoga studio. Basically, they went all in on all the boutique fitness ones, right? Let's buy a yoga one. Let's buy this one. Let's buy this one. Is XPT not on here anymore either? XPT is no here. Oh, sorry, I stopped too soon. Yeah, XPT, which is Laird Hamilton, world famous surfer, Gabby Reese, world famous volleyball player. They do breath, move, recovery. They do these retreats. And then Y7 Studio is the sweat dripping, beat bumping, candlelit yoga. We flow hard. So there was also this big news of Nike Gyms is getting into the gym space, and it was with these guys. And then 2 years later, they're out of the gym space, and the gyms, some of them have closed. Some of them, I don't even know if I've written about this piece yet because I'm working on so much. Some of them owe rent to these places and are being sued, and allegedly. And then they owe the company, they're being sued by the company that they did. Like, I first saw this video that was like, oh, they owe this company $900,000. I'm like, how do you owe a painting company $900,000? And so it's for four gyms, and they were hired to do the signage and the painting, like the whole kit and caboodle. So they've received a lot of money, and they're currently having some issues. Okay. And it feels like, if you read the Ragnar stuff, it's a lot like the Tough Mudder stuff from like 2020-ish, like when things were not going well and people weren't sure. It's like we should do more races to save it. And people are like, no, don't give them your money. And people are like, maybe we can save it ourselves, and all that kind of talk. Because the community is really like a really tight community, like all sort of, super niche communities. And so they're really hurting.
So I think the big question is, am I still going to be able to get parts for my assault bike? That's really my concern. That's all I got.
The shorter answer is I don't know. Someone just wrote me that they're having trouble getting parts. 2 different people wrote me they're having parts.
So I need to start hoarding all the assault bikes.
Here's something I just got. I have hundreds of gyms out here in Cali, can't get parts. Thousands of gyms have downed equipment with no access to parts. And somebody else said, we did get 2 runners late last year with no issues, but they have been awful in this matching with the experiences we've been having. Yeah, you can find, there's articles, there's like paragraphs and paragraphs on Reddit about this. So the thing that's really alarm bells is these people that were all working for Ragnar were like told like money's coming, it's going to get better, because like these guys that are putting on the races, the staff is out there, the road team is like, they're hearing from the people like the porta potty company, like, hey, we actually never got paid from you guys. Or there's allegedly local police departments that didn't get paid that do like the traffic, which I don't know. Like if someone's going to get paid, I'd pay the cops. And then Friday, they got a message that said, by the way, payroll's late. And so that's kind of like, even Spartan in its worst days has never done that. You know what I mean? Like payroll's late. So that's a rough one. So yeah, that's what's happening.
So you guys know, you've seen more of this than I have, and you know about this, and I really don't. And I have a really hard time understanding why a premium brand like Assault, we all use it. We consider it, like when I was thinking about getting a treadmill here, it was going to be an Assault runner. And one of the reasons why I didn't is because I had heard that they were having a hard time delivering.
What month was this?
This was last fall. So I remember, was it Mark and Lauren's gym in Chicago? They were going to try to get Assault runners and they couldn't. And so they ended up with a different brand. I'd started hearing things like that. So this has been going on for nearly a year now, I guess. But how do you run something like this into the ground? In this day and age when fitness is the thing, and they literally had, the gold standard, it sounds like, at least equipment that people want. How do you mess that up?
You sell it to a company who's concerned about money and not product. And then when that company takes over, they're not as concerned about what the actual original owners and designers and builders and tradesmen and people who set it up were concerned about. They're just concerned about, it's like CrossFit took over by a venture capitalist. It's not the same.
I'm just thinking I'm going to have to pay a little more attention to this when it comes to investing in things. I think I would worry about that coming up again, depending on the type of equipment I'm looking for, or anyway.
Well, it's kind of, there's kind of a tale as old as time with any kind of mergers and acquisitions that, you'll hear this isn't going to change. And then over time it does, because they're looking at the bottom line. And for something to work well, you have to really care, right? So the people putting on Ragnar races really gave a shit, because the guy that started the company really gave a shit.
He wanted to put on a cool race. Hired people that wanted to put on a cool race. I mean, you can read comment after comment about how people talk about it, like just like we do all of our community, family, love these people, would do anything for them. I know this employee came to my birthday, whatever, right? And then if your goal is the bottom line only and you kind of don't give a shit, right? This is me speaking as a person. This is my opinion. This is not fact. I don't want to get sued. And you're like, cool, this is a cool company. How can we make money? Because what I do is I acquire companies, and I'm not, that's what happens. You really have to care, right? Like so this is why I've said I think HYROX will be fine, because even though we're pretty sure right now there's some big chunk that's getting sold off, those two guys are going to stay. They really care about the product. They believe in the product. They've hired a bunch of people that believe in the product, right? The vibe, the energy, the institutional knowledge is all there. So
that's what's got to happen. And unfortunately, these guys may have. Listen, I don't know. That's what couple people have asked me. Like, well, where did all the money go? And I have to say, like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, you're just full of bad news today.
Well, I did just write. There's a company, interestingly enough, called VM Fitness, which if you go to their website, vmfitness.com, April 7th, 2026, VM Fitness announces strategic acquisition of premium fitness club locations in California and Texas. And it says Mile Run Club, Racked, XBT, the Body Blueprint, and 2 more racks, which are also on the right. So it looks like they acquired those brands. Please write us at press@vmfitness.com, to which I wrote them and got the email account you tried does not exist. Please try double checking the recipient's email address for unnecessary spaces or typos. So, yeah, that's what's happening. And there's more to come. I've got a lot more to come.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Watch this space.
You seem to be the hub for this sort of thing. If somebody's not paying somebody,
turns out I enjoy digging in and righting wrongs.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get an assault runner up and running again. There were a lot of people who were making comments on your post about how they hadn't gotten their assault runners yet. So,
all right. What's next on the list?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about, Matt or Dave?
I'm seeing what else is on the list. You got to pull up the list.
There's a list.
You know this.
Cheryl, pull up the list. I don't have it handy. I'm trying to pull it up.
If we want to talk about HYROX, we got 2 things to talk about.
Okay, pick one.
All right. Why do you guys think HYROX made the decision this week to move the Elite Series race off the cruise?
Was it this week? It feels like
it
so
was
long
just
ago.
it was just days ago. It was, maybe last Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, Cheryl, they can't guarantee the level of congruency because of winds, and the ship's going to move. And I don't know how they could have thought of that until this week. So that was their reason. That's what I read as their reason. Did I read that accurately, Dave?
Apparently, boats are not a stable platform.
And they just found this out.
Yeah, new news.
So why do you think they decided to move the Elite race off the cruise?
My guess is money. They was a last pitch effort to try to sell tickets to the cruise. It didn't work, so we're going to pull it off and just not worry about it. I just think financially it didn't do what they wanted it to do. That's the only reason I can think. I don't think that they cared what we, like, not us as we three, but we as the community cared about whether it was a good idea to do it or not.
Right.
I mean, because if that was the case, they wouldn't have even started, because they knew ahead of time we were all going to say that that's a dumb idea. So I think it must have just been a financial reason. Something financially did not work out as they had hoped it would, so they bailed out, is my guess.
I can't help but wonder if doing a live feed off a cruise was maybe going to be quite a bit more costly than they expected.
We already weren't getting the live feed. We already weren't getting it.
We weren't getting a live feed for this?
No, we talked about this. We were getting a live to tape next day situation.
Highlights. Okay,
I'm
that's right.
really, really glad, because I was not going to watch that live to tape thing, and now I will get to watch the Elite Series, not the major, the Elite Series event, because it's going to be sensible. And I did not want to watch the live feed or live to tape feed of them on the cruise going, "This is fantastic. What a great idea this was. This is awesome." Because I would have threw up a lot. I would have got seasick at home.
It's funny. We actually never talked about that. I talked about the idea of, I thought it was dumb to make people be on a cruise, right? Because they will do it while the boat is docked, but dock does not mean land. It's still sitting on water. Yeah. So this never actually hadn't occurred to me. And yeah, maybe it was like, we're so all in, We have kind of heard that maybe in the fall the winds get really bad, but let's just fucking go for it, see what we can do. And then finally somebody said, listen, this is going to be a shit show. We got to pull this off. Like, it's just not going to, like, who knows? I mean, it's this will go down. Remember, the cruise will be just talked about forever. Like, from the moment it was announced, we were making fun of it. It never became what they thought it would. And, you know, they couldn't stop shoving it down our face. I mean, that fucking wall of coaches I walked by about 100 times in Sweden. Like, look what happens if you go to the cruise. So speaking of research, I know somebody on this call has been doing their own research on which elite athletes may or may not still be going to the cruise now that there is no longer an Elite 15 race. Cheryl?
Well, look, I got to thinking about this whole cruise thing and their decision to change course, right? And it just kind of occurred to me. It kind of occurred to me that this is a very big boat with a very small rudder. That you may want to change course, but it may be more difficult than you realize. So see what I've done, Matt? Oh, where'd we all go? There we are. I think there are two things that I was sort of curious about. Number one, I feel like there may have been people, and I will say, when I was fantasizing about winning the world championship in Stockholm, right? Days before, thinking, you know, we may be able to pull this off, right? And then it turned out it was 1,000 degrees in the venue and, you know, things fall apart. But I was thinking, if I win the cruise, damn it, I'm going, right? Like, I'm going to go. And one of the reasons why I was going to go was because, look, if there are Elite 15 athletes on there, I love those people. They are wonderful to be around, absolutely an amenity.
Inspiring, fun.
Oh, all the things, right? I mean, definitely worth definitely worth being stuck on a boat with those people. I thought it was going to be magnificent. And so I'm assuming that there are people who felt like that was a draw, that there are at least a handful of people who decided, yes, I'm going to go to the expense to get on this cruise because there are going to be these athletes that I will be able to meet, I will be able to interact with, and I'll be able to see in ways that I wouldn't be able to see otherwise. And I can't help but wonder how they're feeling now, given that the day of their announcement, we got a little post from HYROX Experiences, or I can't remember what the page was, touting the cruise and all the good things that are going to be on it, like food and workouts. And you know what I mean? Like, nobody talked about Elite 15
that
athletes
stuff that's
anymore.
not on a regular cruise.
Exactly, right? Like, it's just, I can't help but feel like the people who may have it during a certain window of time had signed up for this were signing up for more of an experience than they were going to get because now HYROX has made this decision. But I do remember that it was said early on when the cruise was announced that there were going to be elite athletes on the cruise, that there had been people who had committed to being there even before it was going to be an Elite Series race. I had heard three names. I had heard Lauren Weeks, I had heard Cole Learn, and I had heard Charlie Bottrell. And so if they are going to have Elite 15 athletes on the cruise and then a week later ask them to run their first Elite Series race or second Elite Series race, that seems like an awfully big ask. You've got somebody who has to spend 4 or 5 days on a cruise prior to racing an elite race where any form of motion sickness is going to affect your fueling. Just being around all those people gives you risk of viruses, bacteria, you know what I mean? Like, it's not an ideal taper week if you look at it that way. And so I reached out. I heard from Charlie and Lauren. Did you guys ever hear from Cole?
No.
I did not try because I knew you were going to, but I mean, I could. He'd probably write me back.
Well, you're the only one. I'm a nobody. So I asked, but I didn't get anything back. But Lauren and Charlie both said that they turned it down, that they had turned it down early on. So it was just a rumor that they were going to show up.
I think they used her in ads. Pretty sure they used Lauren
and I think Charlie had said on another podcast that when it was still going to be a race that he was going to go.
Right, but They were offered, elites were offered a financial incentive to just
there
be
are
on
other
the cruise.
there are other podcasts that talk about HYROX besides us.
True. Yeah.
They only talk about HYROX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, the elites were offered a financial incentive. And according to just the two that I talked to, first of all, they were really nice, got back to me and said, no, I turned it down. I think they saw the dangers in all of it to begin with. But then both of them said they thought that Cole was still committed because Proven is one of the sponsors of this cruise and he may be stuck. And I just think that can't be ideal for him. I mean, if he's the only one, that's going to be even worse. I feel like that poor guy is Cole Learn becoming the Sean Noble of this season, right? Where he's just going to get screwed over by HYROX in various ways until he finally comes out on top. So are you guys both asking him?
I'm asking someone familiar with the matter. I'm not
Okay,
reaching out
good.
to Cole directly.
Okay, good.
Because maybe he doesn't want to talk about it.
Well, that's, look, I mean, who am I? Why would he talk to
not
me?
Because you're nobody. Maybe he got distracted. Maybe he just doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe everybody's bugged him. So I just wrote someone else.
Someone else who would know.
And we'll see. We'll see who find out.
Yeah, because it would be interesting. And these are all, like North American athletes. Or, well, Charlie isn't. I guess, Charlie's over in the UK. But there may be other elites who had committed to this. And it just feels like a major, look, they could have done this Elite Series the week prior to the cruise, right? And then given those elites an opportunity to still fill their commitments without having it be a real problem for them going forward. So that's what I know. Lauren and Charlie won't be there. And hopefully none of the other elites will either, but that doesn't help the people who signed up because they wanted to see them.
Dave has just messaged me that he needs to take care of something. I didn't want you to. I would have just left it be silent, but I didn't want you to freak out. So
I see what it says.
Because the audio. Oh, you do see it. See,
I do.
I'm going to edit this part out. Not really. I have been great about getting rid of our horrible silences and some other things. But yeah, and I think if you did win, Cheryl, you absolutely should have gone and represented this program and taken some photos for us, and it would have been your duty, I think, to go.
I would have gladly accepted.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yes.
Oops, hang on. So, is there anything else you want to say about that before we go on to the next thing about HYROX that I know you want to talk about?
No, I think that's enough. I just, I'm worried about these kids. You have to wonder, did only like 14 more people sign up? Like I don't
think it was that, dude. I don't think because they realized, I don't know, 60 days ago, 90 days ago, because there's a track, right? And there's definitely a thing where people sign up last minute, but I think this is one of those ticket items that are too big for that. So I'm sure they talked with, HYROX Cruises Experiences, whatever. And I think someone didn't do their due diligence about what that means. And again, maybe somebody internally or externally said, by the way, do you have any idea how much movement is happening on these things? And they were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So, and this is one of those things that, again, like many years from now, we'll be talking to someone who used to work there and they'll be like, oh, that shit. Let me tell you what happened.
So we're all old enough to remember the Edsel, right? That was always right?
Cheryl, I am out on that one. I'm putting you in your own old lady island. The only reason I know an Edsel exists is because in the movie Peggy Sue Got Married, she laughs at her dad for buying an Edsel because I did not know what an Edsel was.
But I don't think that there's anything that has replaced that as far as terminology for a product that ultimately fails, right?
Oh, there's got to be a bunch, right?
I don't know, but we haven't done it. We should
I'll ask chat. I'll ask chat in a minute. I can't believe. Dave, do you know what an Edsel is?
Yeah, I know it. I didn't have the push button gear shift.
It was a car that Ford tried to make work, and nobody bought it. Nobody.
I think at the time it had a push button gear shift. Like you
that would be dumb.
Pushing buttons.
Yeah.
Right. So she was laughing hysterically because their dad had bought an Edsel. But that was
Aztec of its time.
Yeah, that was
That's
30. Right. So and Peggy Sue Got Married was like a 30 years.
No, we are so old. I'm going to look up the modern day equivalent of an Edsel.
Okay, you do that while we're talking about the next HYROX subject, which is I have to pull up my list. I have no short-term memory.
The payouts.
I don't what?
The payouts.
Oh, the payouts. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What are your
Somebody's
examples?
calling the Tesla Cybertruck the new Edsel.
Oh,
That's a little sensitive.
yeah.
I think it's worse. I think it's way worse. Cybertruck is way worse.
Why the Edsel flopped? Overwhelming hype, ugly styling, mechanical quirks.
That again sounds like the Cybertruck.
I know, but the Cybertruck is such an abomination.
It's pretty bad.
By the way, I am a
People
Tesla
love
owner.
them.
I own a Model 3. I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
Cybertruck is an abomination, even to most Tesla owners, right?
Okay.
So I
Okay.
feel like it's too far. There's
It
notch
does
back.
literally look like a dumpster.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I found on the place where we usually find information about these elite races that the prize money was on there for the majors. Sorry, the new Elite Series. And those races individually had more money. However, our readers were quick to point out that there are less races this year than there were previously. So previously we had 4 majors plus 3 regionals. Sorry, yes, 4 majors, 3 regionals. This year we just have the 5 majors, so that's 2 less races, correct?
Okay.
Is my math right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
And
people
after this,
also,
now I have a question about what you just said, but we'll talk about that later.
but then also people are racing more, right? They're racing even more to get over the season even less.
They used to have to race 2 races to get times. Now they have to race 5, at least 5 races. And that's if you win all of them.
Plus the Division 1 people.
Right.
The Challenger Division, whatever they're calling it.
Right. So all the travel that's involved with that, all the time off work.
It does seem interesting. Now, let me ask you this: complete speculation corner. If they come out and say, "Well, we're doing this because we're putting $2 million into the world champs, and that's where the big money's going to be," would that be okay?
Yep.
That would make it okay that they paid less throughout the season.
I would be okay if they put out a monster payment at Worlds.
Monster, more than they ever have.
Yeah,
Like
because I
real
mean,
money.
look at CrossFit. CrossFit's going through absolute shit times, losing its shirt, not making money. And what did Sprague and Amy Kringle just make? Like just under 300K for the win at Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be a little
CrossFit
more,
Games.
but 300K is pretty good.
Yeah. And what
you can quit your day job for that.
What did Dylan make?
Dylan made
50?
18.
18?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What's not?
I thought it was 40,000.
Okay, so we'll go 40.
Still not. Yeah.
Not 300. And from a company that's booming compared to a company that is
Not booming.
Not booming. So yeah, I think that definitely if they're paying out like 18 grand for the I don't even know what they're calling the Elite Series races, and they're doing so they can really, really hammer the payment at Worlds, I'm cool with that. I think that'd be great. But if they're just gonna increase Worlds like marginally, like make it 45,000 next year, then I think it's just a bit of a sham, especially when they upped their revenue so much last year.
Should we read what one Vivian DeFuto had to say?
I love
loved
what
it.
Vivian says whenever.
Yes. She's a national treasure.
She is
I
a
agree.
national treasure. Let me pull this up. It says HYROX pays out less in total than last year, despite increased events that are selling out, increased sponsor money, and exponential growth. HYROX also increases athlete license fees, but without any free entries. HYROX changes qualification structure, requires more races, more international travel pay for more international travel, pay for play, and making it almost impossible to pursue racing with a job. HYROX doesn't announce Worlds payment until the month before, when everybody has already paid for accommodations for this race and the races to qualify for Worlds. What does that mean?
It means Vivian's fucking awesome.
What does that mean, though?
What it means is that she doesn't even know how much she could get if she did well in Worlds.
Got it. And when it is announced, athletes have to sign an open letter to get them to pay out past the first 5 doubles teams. Okay, remember that last year? They're only going to pay 5 teams, and then that got changed. HYROX does tell us about their commitment to ensure that there are plants in the Elite Lounge. Plants do not pay my rent.
What type of plants?
That is what a mic drop situation, ladies and gentlemen. Plants do not pay my rent. I texted her. I just said, plants.
I might get that on a t-shirt.
Lots of oxygen.
So Charlie mentioned there was less payments. I'm sure they're all talking to each other about this. But I just want to applaud.
They got to recruit the cruise money somewhere.
I've also seen previously that they do have in their pro license agreement some like non-disparaging language. It's super broad. It's like, you can't say anything bad about us. So hopefully nothing bad happens to Vivian. I don't think it will.
She didn't say anything bad. She merely said the truth.
Well, again, it's like the language is super vague. And listen, all leagues probably have this, right? Like the NFL, everybody has this. Most companies, right, these days. But I really want to applaud her for speaking out, because that's the kind of stuff that does make change happen.
Well, and they've got pretty thin skin. I mean,
at this point, yes.
Yeah, no, I've known ambassadors who they just posted video of rippling carpet in Dallas, and they were out.
But I feel like that's sorry, thin skin.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought you were saying the other way, like they don't care.
No, they are thin-skinned.
Right. Well, an ambassador is what's the word? Interchangeable.
An ambassador.
What's the word though?
Yeah, interchangeable. Yeah.
Expendable. I feel like they probably there's probably a private conversation that goes on where, I mean, we've had many conversations on here in the past about stuff that's happened in that elite room, that, arguments and whatnot. So
right. People are pulled aside.
Exactly. But I don't think they're going to I think when someone like Vivian, who's a well-liked athlete, who's done very well, who's been an Elite 15 athlete for several years, I don't think they're going to punish her. I hope they don't. But I think that was pretty well laid out.
They might take her plants away.
They're going to be like,
should be the only one in the room without a plant. Should be plantless Viv.
It feels like, I don't know if they're consciously doing this, but the decisions that have been made the past year or so are boxing out your average scrappy athlete, like the person who you kind of are rooting for because they've got kids, or they're whatever, like Dylan Scott throwing his rower in the back of his car because he's got to go visit family, but he's got to get volume in, right? Like those kind of people are no longer going to be part of the conversation because they literally can't afford to do what needs to be done to make it into the Elite 15 or even the Division 1. I just feel like it's unnecessarily favoring wealthy full-time athletes. And so it's going to close the doors for people who might have opportunities that wouldn't have them otherwise. And I don't know if maybe that's I do think there are sports that want to be those kind of sports, equestrian. I think Ironman's that way, right? Where you kind of
speak that way about my horse people. I've gone to bat for those horse people when they try to replace the pentathlon.
I've been horse people. I can attest that is very true. What Cheryl says.
You need the funds, right? And it feels like that's what's happening here is you need to just be a world traveler. You need to be able to take time off work.
The reason we hate douchey triathletes is like it starts with the $10,000 bike, right? Like fuck you and your $10,000 bike, right?
Yeah. Getting it from Iceland or something.
Getting it from Iceland, exactly. Fucking gravel bike from Iceland. Listen, I hope when you do get it, I hope the Vikings include a note apologizing for all the pillaging they've done over the years. I mean,
acknowledging that
take it a day.
The Vikings have done some damage. You know what I mean? Like they did.
And they're not apologizing for shit.
They don't need to. They're
They're
amazing.
telling you, you're lucky you got off as easy as you did. The system, I know I said this in the beginning. This favors the top 5. The system favors the top 5, and it's a case of the rich get richer. And I am not in the least bit shocked, because this was exactly what we said would happen, and so it happened.
Well, again, I think the professionalizing of the sport and the you don't like it too bad, I think is better. Like if you actually were doing that though, right? Like treating them like professional athletes, like giving way more, considering the, people who do the math on the tickets, right? I mean, listen, we're pretty sure there was like $1 billion that just got invested. We're pretty sure. If not, it was close. It's a lot of fucking money. And it also takes a lot, right? I keep seeing they're hiring people. There's new trucks and equipment. I know that it's not just that money equals profit. I get that. And I think there is a way to, I don't know who's deciding these figures. I don't know what, do they use a scale of like previous sports? Are they using chat? Like, I don't know where they're coming up with these figures. And it feels like it would be an easy way to just tie it directly to a sponsor, right? Like, hey, let's do this. And then, but I don't know if you can do that if you've already sold, like if Puma and Center are already like, you know what I mean?
Think about how much per ticket sold is going towards the elite prize money. Pennies?
At this point, yeah, I guess.
And they can't even let him race for free.
Nope,
they can't even let him just show up and put him in the start gate.
Not just not let him race for free. Make him pay a license on top of that, because apparently you can't test them if they don't pay extra money.
Well, the Elite 15's free once you're in. The Elite 15 races are free.
That one race.
Or the however many you get in.
Yeah. But the races to qualify for the other people are not. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like the prize money is proportionately wrong. I'm Team Vivian. Put it there.
We're all Team Vivian.
If on ticket sales, they'll make, if the average ticket, what do you think the average ticket price is, by the way?
$200?
No, it's got to be $250 by now.
I'm saying 180, really low. 450 million bucks on 2.5 million tickets.
We might be talking exchange rate too, because your 180 is like my 230.
Right. So that's 450 million US if they do 2.5. That doesn't count the $1.5 million they did last year, right? So if that's the approximate money they make, 450 million, and the prize pool is what percentage of that? So I think is that the way to do it, by the way? Is that the fair way to do it? Is like what percentage of net profit, what percentage of gross? Like how does a sport decide how they're going to do it?
Well,
what does the Ironman pay? I'm going to go look that up.
I have no idea. I mean, if you're looking at professional leagues like baseball, or not baseball, but like hockey, things like that, I mean, their salary caps and rates are tied directly to revenue. Now, do you expect that out of something like HYROX? No, not really. But it just, when you compare it again to, like I said, CrossFit, which is the closest thing we can compare it to, it's very low.
God, that's really, dude, if this is accurate, the Ironman first place is only 125.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty low too.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
That is horrible.
Yeah, because their ticket prices are monstrous.
Well, I mean, you're paying that in a season easily. Wow. Is that right?
What's their qualification track? How much do they have to race?
I think they just got to get them through one race, I think.
Professional triathletes will have plenty to race for in 2026 with more than $6 million in total prize money up for grabs across the Experience Oman. Sorry. We know where they got their money. The Experience Oman. Maybe that's what we need. We need the visit Abu Dhabi, the visit whatever.
Sport wash.
That's what we need. We need some more sports wash. In the point series, wait a minute, you get more for the points? That doesn't make any sense. For first points, you get $200,000 in the point series.
Mm-hmm.
But then how do you get less for actually winning the thing?
Well, so you get more for winning the point series than you do for winning the championship.
Yes, it's what it looks like.
Well, I mean, there's probably a lot more involved in winning the point series than winning the championship.
Yeah, but usually the championship is the most. So yeah, top men and women get 200, second 130. I'll do some Googling later and some chat Googling later. Experience Oman, Ironman Pro Series. Who knew?
So if all behavior is communication, is HYROX actually communicating that the Elite Series is not their number one priority? By not giving this big prize money, you know?
I would think, yeah. But
that they're more interested in the mass participation events.
Yeah, the question, though, is should it be their top priority?
Well, it's up to them. They're a business.
Yeah, I'm just... Like, it doesn't make them their money. The mass participation makes them their money.
Right.
So should it be their top priority?
But they've clearly invested a lot of money in the Pro Series, right?
Yep.
You get that kit every time, and the live feed, and the, all the stuff they tout about, right? And again,
I will point out no kits in World Championships. I will just say that. But you're right; they have invested
they didn't
a
get
lot
a kit
of
in the World Champ.
No, everybody was dressed differently.
Are you sure?
Of
course I'm sure. That's my whole thing.
Watch the outfit. Like the red carpet.
What? Okay. You showed me ugly Puma outfits on every woman. So they were
I showed you ugly Nike the ugly HYROX. No, not on every woman, just some of the women.
Remember, some of them had awesome
was wearing her Adidas kit.
Yeah, the Adidas outfits looked awesome.
They did.
Okay.
Don't worry, I know this, but hear me out. I think that it's just their reality TV arm. I really do. I don't think that they really consider these guys the kind of athletes that, say, CrossFit considers their athlete. I think that it's just their way of promoting the sport.
It's a commercial.
Right. And so therefore you don't necessarily need the fastest people, right? You need the people with the most exposure, and you need the people who are going to, sort of play along and go along. And so therefore, give me the athletes who can do this full time, who can be out there all the time, that sort of thing. I mean, it's going to work better for them.
Won't speak out against us.
Yeah. So I've always kind of felt that way. It just feels like that. Hence Charlie's penalty being sort of perfectly timed so that it doesn't mess up the podium, right? Like there's all sorts of evidence that it really is about just the production to just sort of showcase the sport. So then people want to go race. So why pay them more than they need to?
That makes me sad.
Well,
as someone who cares about this sport, and
I care about those people. That's the only thing they've got. They love it, right? They love it, and they just want to try their best, and there isn't enough out there to give them what they deserve.
Well, and this goes back to, kind of the thing we always talked about is that Spartan was able to abuse athletes way worse for years because there was literally nothing else.
Right.
And as we talk about often on here, there are some other companies, but they're not enough to give an alternative, right? Because as soon as there's an alternative, they'll go there, right?
Yes.
And
some of these other companies, the same athletes might not do as well.
Right.
Well, I was surprised that with the money Deadly's paying, so few athletes didn't go, wait a minute, especially the English ones. Like, why don't I jump on this? And we know it doesn't translate automatically, but if you're Elite 15 level, you're probably pretty good right?
Yeah, that one was not what I was talking about when I said
the weights aren't so heavy, especially on the women.
Very similar athletes do as well,
right? Especially the women's weights. Sorry, but we do think the women's weights are too light, as we've discussed before. And a bunch of them are just like, yeah, I'm focused on HYROX, and so I don't know.
They have to be because of the system. They need to keep racing.
Right, but they'd have to do one event, right? And then again in September. Like, that's all they had to do. Again, especially in England, where they're literally every week this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think someone like Sinead Bent just rock up, win a Deadly Dozen, and then go rock up.
Since
at Worlds
Jason
and
doesn't
take some-
sleep, I can message him right now, even though it's fucking midnight there, and I guarantee he'll write me right back. I'm going to ask him who's coming that's Elite 15. And I think he even admits he's like, oh, I should have done about half that money, like, and I would have gotten the same amount of people. So he kind of went overboard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, though? That might pay off next year.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to lower it next year. I don't think he's going to keep it the same.
If you never know, right? If he keeps it the same, it might pay off, right? Because the people might go, oh shit, look, somebody who I could have beat just took home that money.
Yeah.
I
Why the hell
told you,
didn't
I
go?
messaged Chris. She didn't even know what it was. Chris R. She didn't even know what it was.
There you go, Chris. Go win that money.
That's what I said.
Bring Austin.
So Matt-
too. Austin, go get some Canadian bucks too. Go get some money.
Well, Matt's looking that up. Let me just say that Chris Rogloski is in Mongolia right now, riding a horse across the country. Do you know about this? It's like this.
Because
I
of course
saw
she
a
is.
bit of it. Does she have a bow and arrow? She really should have a bow and arrow.
She really should, but it's just so I'm following the race because I find it fascinating. Mongolia is magnificent, and you change horses, like it's one of those kind of things. It's like a Pony Express kind of thing, right? Where you get this horse and you ride it for a certain amount of time, and then you hop off and you get on another one. And they are currently featuring all these athletes that I'm sure are return athletes from years prior. And here's just this random picture of Chris every once in a while, and they don't even know who they've got. You know, like she's this god among mortals that is probably going to do extremely well. I'm really excited for her.
I once
But
got
yeah,
asked,
she can win anything.
I once got asked to do some crazy horse endurance thing with Alice and Ty, where you both go and one of you runs and one of you rides, and then you quit.
Yeah, it's called a ride and tie.
Yeah, and I was like, no, doing this. But thanks for the offer. But yeah.
That sounds stupid.
Well, I mean, just right up Allison.
And the whole reason I know this is because that was the birth of the Muddy Buddy. The Muddy Buddy was a bike and a runner, and
okay.
I did do one of those. R.I.P. Muddy Buddy, and that's how it got started. Was this concept of like the ride and tie with the running and the horses.
Magnificent.
Right? Oh, I had a thought and I just left me.
Right.
I messaged him. He'll probably write me back. He doesn't seem to sleep much, this guy.
Busy fella. So how much money are they giving away? Roughly. Not exactly. Don't look it up. Just guess.
How much is who giving away?
Daily does it.
Oh, 250, something huge. I have a question though. Are the Mongolians going to apologize?
No, not a chance.
For Genghis Khan?
For the Goths
Genghis
and the
is a
Visigoths,
Mongolian hero.
right? Don't they have a lot to acknowledge? Can they just acknowledge it though? Are they going to acknowledge or apologize?
Acknowledge that half the world.
Sorry, guys, we're better than you.
Have you guys seen the Odyssey?
Not yet.
No, but I watched that Marco Polo thing on Netflix.
Okay.
That was all about Khan.
I would love that.
Well, it's pretty good. I have seen it. And it did make me think about just history constantly repeating itself. Is that people decide, we just need to take over more land and people. Like we just don't have enough. And that's the rise and fall, right? It's like then they overextend and they're gone.
But isn't the Odyssey like not about history though? Like it's about a story.
Well, it's like roughly based on some stuff. Like there was no real Trojan horse that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like the basic concept of we're amazing. Let's go take over those people because they're not us, right?
We want their stuff.
We want their stuff. I want to say
We nobly want their stuff.
We deserve their stuff.
We nobly, justly want their stuff.
Exactly. Because we're better than them.
They're not using
They don't know how to use it right.
They're not using their stuff properly.
Exactly. It's the same story over and over again.
That's what I'm saying.
saying,
It's
Matt.
just history.
Yeah.
That's the history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Do you think, Cheryl, since you're the closest to potentially being dead here, do you think
Technically, if you've taken the average lifespan of a man and woman, we're probably ahead. Anyway,
you guys do dumb things.
Well, Canadians probably live longer. Do you think that we get to come back? And if we get to come back, is it like the next day, or is it like maybe we get to go back to a different time?
Oh my gosh.
Or a parallel universe.
I really hope we don't have to do this again. This has been plenty. I'm happy for the ride I've been on. So if I in essence go to sleep and then wake right back up, I'm not going to be happy about it.
But you're not going to know it. You're just going to be a screaming baby somewhere.
Maybe plug me back into the Matrix. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You could be a screaming baby in a field.
I don't know. I'm still working on immortality.
So then there are certain traditions that would say that if I've lived a good life, then I come back as a screaming baby in a much nicer house, right?
Well, I think you learn more every time. So maybe this is number 9 for me and number 26 for you.
I'm definitely more like 26, 27, I feel like.
I don't know. Right. Dave, what do you think?
I've attained perfection. I'm going for immortality.
He's Nirvana.
Yep. I'm already there.
We're not surprised.
Well, listen, I don't know if this is what you came in tuned in for, but these are the kind of things I think about as a 54-year-old man, and especially with kids, right? Kids are getting older, and the more, listen, the three of us all have children, and I will say that the second my child was born, something in me said, "You're going to die." Like, just, it was overwhelming, right? Here's life. You're going.
I went with, "Oh my God, isn't she beautiful?" But you went with, "I'm going to die." All right.
He's so dark.
Yeah. We had very different experiences.
Listen.
Here's all these companies that are failing.
"Oh my God, she's beautiful" was there. You know, she grabbed my finger, all the rest of it, but it was definitely this overwhelming DNA changing moment of like, oh, like clearly this is how it works. So anyway, and now the older they get, the more I think about it. Like the more I look at Jackson, I'm like, man, you're massive, and like you're only 17, right? Yeah. And you just start doing that math. It's like, okay, when you're 30, I'll be this old. And anyway, it's just I've been thinking a lot about it. And I told you, Cheryl, my biggest fear is to repeat middle school and high school, right? Like the worst time of my fucking life. But people are like, "Oh, don't worry, you won't remember it." I'm like, God, I hope not. I fucking hated that part of my life.
The absolute worst. Stephen Colbert used to give the Colbert questionnaire. And one of the questions on it was, what happens to us after we die? And I thought that my answer would always be, I would realize that none of this actually matters.
That's what supposedly happens.
I hope so.
Supposedly you laugh hysterically because
you just realize it was all so ridiculous.
What were you worried about? But I'm getting there. I feel like I have a head start. I started off the call with I don't care about your flag.
Yeah. I spent the weekend looking at places to move. I'm thinking about moving. There's a long story behind that, but the one thing I have realized is this is probably my last house, like of my life. I'm never going to have another house.
That's what I think about this one.
Crazy. Yeah.
Once we built this thing, it's like, why would I ever go anywhere? Like when my kids are gone, I don't want an even smaller house. I just want to like die and leave this to them. And guess what? They probably won't care. Oh, that's the other thing. I meant to tell you. I did ancestry.com. I did my DNA.
Yeah.
And I started kind of looking around, and it just keeps giving you the same hints over and over again. It's like, maybe this person's your relative, maybe they're not. And so I found this person who was like, we shared, it says, oh, here's who added this hint. Here's who added this picture or whatever. So I wrote her and I was like, I think we're related. And so we actually had a phone call, and she spent the last like 30 years doing this. So her thing goes all the way up to the 1700s, right? Like way the fuck up there. And it's what I already knew, right? My ancestors are from Russia and Germany. Like this is what I knew already, right? And I'm like, nobody in my family knows what my great grandparents did, and certainly not going way back. So it's like, what's the odds they give a shit about what I did? You mean?
Nothing.
Right?
Is it all just meaningless?
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Dave, I want to hear from you.
Why did you roll your eyes, Dave? You're assuming I think that means it's bad. I'm just saying.
No. I always laugh when people say it's meaningless.
Why do you laugh?
Why?
Meaningless is simple. It's joy. You live your life for the joy. You live your life for happiness. You live your life in pursuit of what makes you happy. You don't live it for what happens after. You don't live it for what happens before. You live it for what happens now. And if you're not doing that, you're missing out worrying about all those other shit. I'm
I
with
agree.
Keanu Reeves, okay? You know what happens when we die? Those that love us will miss us.
Oh,
There you go. Little
That's
Canadian Keanu wisdom. And then go, whoa. And you're fine.
I know.
Matt,
Kung
he's so
Fu.
much healthier than us.
No, I'm saying that once you know that it's all empty and meaningless, then like from there you can have whatever life you want, and which I choose to do what you're doing, Dave. I'm like, try to focus on today, try to focus on the now, try to appreciate what I have, right? Hug my kids every day, right? Like all that stuff, right? But I'm saying that I
By
have
the way,
also.
those who tuned in for like Hybrid Hawk,
Sorry,
it's over.
sorry. We're into this world now. We're in the spirit world, shithead.
Good movie.
I'm just saying that I've recorded over 1,100 podcast episodes, and the minute somebody stops paying for my thing, not the minute, but like a couple of years, they'll be gone. So that's the best I can hope for, is that someone in my family will continue to pay. Otherwise, Apple will eventually. I'll fall off Apple, right? That's the best I can hope for. So.
I guess.
So it's just today.
It's just that's all we got. Not even just today. It's right now. All we got is right now that I'm enjoying talking to you two.
We can strive to leave people better than we found them.
That too.
Cool. That's what brings you joy.
Yeah,
So
I would
there you
agree
go.
with that.
Yeah. I do nice things for people because it brings me joy. Because I like it. It makes me feel good. I mean, there's a limit. I don't like go running around doing crack because it makes me feel good. But
I had a professor say there's no such thing as true altruism.
Oh, of course.
Because when you're good to others, it makes you feel so good.
Right.
Yeah.
But does the real thing is, does there have to be? Does that matter? Does it make it any less valuable? No.
No, I would agree.
I'll like you more if you tell less people, though.
Yeah, I suppose, but I still don't care about that either.
You want to talk about Xenom changing their prices and making the race cheaper?
Yeah, I mean, what's to say? It's a little bit cheaper for the solo. Is the doubles a little bit cheaper too?
How is $790 cheap?
Well, it used to be $500 for one person, and I think it was $500 each when you did doubles.
Is it possible? Is it possible that the post I made had them lower their price? Is that possible? Just asking, because I did post, and the next day it was less.
I don't think so. I think they knew right off the bat from the way things went that they overpriced it, and the fact that everybody said it's overpriced. I think it was common knowledge. So they either were going to lower the price and have a shot at it, or keep it high and die.
Are we just getting so jaded to these prices that it doesn't bother us anymore to pay this much?
Well,
I'm thinking of like LT games was hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and I don't know. A lot of people aren't doing it because of the price. I just wonder if are we just take my money, right? I just feel like we're not even paying attention anymore.
I'm very much pay attention to what things like that cost, just because, not because I'm concerned, but because I feel it needs to be a reasonable value. Yeah. And what a reasonable value is whatever I deem it worth. Right. So it just becomes, I really want to do that. So sure, I'll pay $250 for that. All right, I've done it once. I don't want to do it as much now, so I'll pay $150 for it. It's just, how much you want to do something. That's why I think a lot of these events will lose repeat customers, because the excitement of doing it for the first time will be gone. Maybe the first couple, 2-3 times will be gone. And then it just becomes, hey, that's really expensive.
Well, I know I was pretty surprised when we bought Deca Teams tickets for DecaFit in Anaheim. I was actually pretty surprised at how much that cost, especially because it's not necessarily a premier experience. I would suspect Xenom is probably among the best experiences you're going to get.
I would think it's from the look of it, it looks very well put on.
Yeah, like I would think you would know where your money's gone for something like that. Just like HYROX, I do think that you definitely know where your money's gone for that. And LT, good heavens, what a
LT! You're getting enough swag that probably covers the cost.
Oh my gosh, yeah, just the swag alone, but it's just so boutiquey, So yeah,
I'm the other way. I want to put on an event that's like $60.
Yeah, and I think that there's a place for that, and I don't think we're seeing as many, right? Nope. I mean, you start rolling out, get your little HTX truck going, start, rolling around. It's too bad we don't have more of those.
We actually have a tentative date, January 30th.
Tell me more.
Of 2028.
7.
I'm not available.
Sorry.
So tell me about what it's going to be.
Right now, the plan is actually just at our local gym at Farm Girl, 2027, January 30th. Still small event, 4 lanes going at once, and it'll be about $60.
And 30-minute time cap, is that correct?
30-minute time cap. Yeah.
Okay. Smart.
So you'll have 30 minutes, and then if you don't quite get through it, your score will be your last finished movement.
I like it.
Will I get a flag?
Will you get a flag? Are you going to win?
Well, if I'm not going to get a flag and you're not going to mail it to me, I might not.
But are you going to win?
Probably
win a flag.
I'm pretty good at fitness racing. Have you not heard?
All right. If you win,
I'm wearing a hybrid Run Club T-shirt. I mean, doesn't that tell you?
I'm wearing a T-shirt that says "Van Life."
Cheryl's ready to go out on the town. Cheryl puts on makeup and jewelry.
Before
our calls. So this new home is going to be the last home. Are you going to keep this one?
Mine?
Cheryl? Yeah.
No, I think that I am very much leaning toward being more like Dave and less like me, as far as I think I would like to sell more possessions and have less to take care of.
Imagine no possessions.
Yeah.
I do have some stuff.
The important stuff, right?
Like dumbbells.
Yeah.
So where are you thinking? What's on the list?
I think that I like being in Las Vegas just because you can get anywhere from here. Like, you can hop on a flight and get anywhere. And so I think it would be, right now we live sort of farther out of town than I'd like to, closer into town, try to find a product that's more sort of high-end condo-y. But I will say, if it's not near the Lifetime that I'm a part of, right, or any Lifetime or some decent gym like that, then I'm going to have to get rid of my home gym, and I'm unwilling to do that right now. So we're going to have to find...
Have you seen Meg's new home gym? You should just do that.
So is that her home?
I believe that's where her and her... Are they fiance? Her and her...
Yeah, her partner.
Her partner live.
It's incredible.
Just build that.
We were looking at a house this weekend where you could get like that RV garage attached to it. And, it has the 2 garage doors. So then we just open that up and it's like 47 feet long. And for a while there, I was like, well, there we go. Like, I'll just get everything and just put it in there. And then I realized, no, I'm just going to have another house then that I have to take care of, and I want to take care of it.
So here's another reason why I'm not going to move, because I have this, right? My little dream studio where Emma also lives part-time. She's about to go back to school. What I'm looking at is my tent that has all the weights in it and another bunch of boxes from Rep, because I haven't built the thing yet. So when we actually build the gym, that's another little structure we're going to have, right? So
is it going to be like the one you're in right now, just dedicated to gym space?
Right, but like I don't need AC, I don't need plumbing, right? So it's a lot cheaper, right?
Right.
Still not cheap, but a lot cheaper. But then guess what? I'm eventually going to get a sauna and a cold plunge.
Okay.
So I don't know if those are going to be connected to that, if they're going to be another part of the yard. But as I am learning, the older I get, nothing is more important than I feel good. Nothing is more important than recovery. And I want that at my house. I don't want to have to go to a gym every day. I want to have
my house up to a Lifetime and park in the parking lot.
You could do that.
There you go.
If I was close to a Lifetime, I'd be less likely to do that. But all the foofy gyms are all Midtown Buckhead, which is not near where I live. And all that's near me is like the Y and stuff. And the Y near me, have I fucking mentioned what really grinds my gears? Have I fucking mentioned that they will close the pool and the hot tub for lightning in an indoor fucking facility? And
Cool.
And their excuses were not grounded, whatever that means, right? And then here's what they'll do. You'll be like, okay, can I go in? They're like, oh, we just heard thunder. So it's like 30 minutes from now. And it's like, you just don't want to fucking work.
Yeah.
So I have been turned down multiple times. I've gone for the sole reason, like, I'm not going to work out today. I'm just going to jump in the hot tub. And I'm like, you got to be fucking shitting me. So that's what's really inspired it in me. And again, I would just like the Y is less expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would pay more if there was a close one. And I have my special place I go to, but that I pay per session, right? But if there was a
Right.
Lifetime or something foofy near me that I could pay X amount a month and go, I would just do it. And then I would go every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
Because my fucking back and QL have issues.
Lots of issues. I'm taking a 8-week running course from Lawrence Van Lengen, I think his name is.
Okay.
He has worked with Rich Ryan, and I am learning how to relax when I run, and I'm thinking that's going to help quite a bit with the muscular tension. I will let you know if there's anything great that I learn.
Okay. Please do.
I don't do any of those things.
What are your issues, Dave, besides your knees?
My knees aren't an issue. Those are emotional security knee braces.
So you have no issues?
When you wake up after a workout or a run or anything, you don't go and touch a part of your body?
I'll have DOMs sometimes, but that's it. I don't have
Wow.
any issues.
Where are
You're a
your
sturdy
relatives
fella.
from? Where are your relatives from, Dave?
I would say like you're talking far back.
Yeah.
Saxons.
Of course.
We're like
Okay.
kind of pretty much the Viking people. You know,
Okay.
church burners invading England kind of deal.
Okay.
That-
No
that-
apologies from you either. Cheryl, where are your people from?
Well, so I'm adopted. So my adopted family is like French Catholic. And
That's why, just like in Game of Thrones, you're not with your real parents. You're a Snow.
Exactly. But genetically, I am Danish and British.
Okay.
So I was a
we
Viking.
always,
as well.
we always refer to ourselves as Celtic mutts.
Yeah, there you go. No, apparently the Danish people that came over, they were gypsies, and so they would hide in the woods. And there was one woman who would go out and she would kind of lure the travelers over to her little bushes, you know, and then her sons would grab the guys and beat them up and rob them. And they finally got in trouble enough with the law that they had to come to the United States. So.
All right, I
That's
think we're
proud heritage.
I think we're gonna wrap it up there. This has been quite the call, guys.
Matt's in a mood.
I'm in a mood. What can I tell you?
Good to have you back, Dave.
Good to have you back, buddy.
Thank you.
See you next
May you
week.
all live happy many lives.
Many.